Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley Estes here at the Mountain View Cottage, and I have been doing the series Get Your Life Together Bootcamp. This I think is episode 5, and this is just a series to be an encouragement for moms to help you build habits and routines and think about your life and the way you plan and the way you organize your home and your family differently so that you can have peace and more joy in your home. That is the ultimate purpose. So today we're going to talk about rhythms. And rhythms is one of my favorite topics to talk about when getting your life together. Rhythms are different than habits. They're pretty similar to habits, but rhythms are kind of just like the flow of your day. They don't have to happen at a certain time, so you don't have to be beholden to the clock, which is one of the reasons I really like rhythms. And they can change from day to day based on what your schedule looks like every day. You'll have a weekend rhythm, a morning rhythm, an evening rhythm, a weekday rhythm. If you work some days and you don't work some days, a work day rhythm, all of those kinds of things. And so rhythms are basically just the way that you start your day and end your day and go through the middle of your day that are built-in habits that help you have a more peaceful home. And so I think the best way to talk about rhythms is to just kind of tell you what my daily rhythm looks like. My daily rhythm, first of all, just got completely upended because we are a foster family and we have had a newborn in our home for the last couple of weeks. And so I have been retransitioning life to having a newborn, and she has been wonderful. She's a very easy baby by all means as far as newborns go, but it's definitely changed our rhythm. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about what our rhythms look like. We're not sure if she's staying with us long term or if she will be going back to a different foster family. It's kind of confusing right now, but I'm gonna talk about life prior to her, because that was when I had my rhythms figured out. And because I'm in a transition period, I can't tell you that I have solid rhythms right now because I'm still showing up to appointments late and I haven't figured it out. And I think it's important to share that I struggle too. And I'm not always on time, even though I do really value being punctual, and time management is something that's really important to me. I am struggling in this season to get places on time with a newborn. She is medically complex, so she also has equipment that we have to take everywhere with us, including an oxygen machine, an oxygen tank, and a pulse ox machine, and so that has added a new dynamic. So I'm not going to talk about my rhythms with a newborn right now because I have not adjusted yet. I'm going to talk about life prior to this. So basically, my day looks like I wake up in the morning sometime around 7 or 8. I am not a morning person, and I have stopped trying to force myself to be a super early riser because it's just not the way my biology works. And with the rhythm of my husband's work schedule, I reserve some time at the end of the day for him and I to have some quality time together, and he doesn't get home till about 10 p.m. So that means I'm not going to bed until 11, if not later. And so being a super early riser in this season of our life with my husband's schedule doesn't work. And because we're a homeschool family, we have just kind of shifted everybody's rhythms to a little bit later in the day, and that works great because we have a lot of kiddos who like to sleep in and enjoy staying up later at night. They're night owls like their parents are. And so that is what works for the flow of our home. So I wake up in the morning and I try to go on a walk. I don't get on a walk every day, and it depends on our schedules. We have therapy on a couple days a week, and so I can't go on walks those mornings because I'm prioritizing our homeschool schedule those mornings. But I do try to go on a walk. I have tried various forms of various forms of working out, and for me, going on a walk checks a lot of boxes for me. I can listen to a podcast or a book that I really enjoy, and I can get some vitamin D and be outside. If I need to bring little kids, I can put them in the stroller, but still kind of have some me time and also get that much needed exercise that I need to wake up my brain and just start my day better. And I find that when I work out in the morning specifically, it does give me more energy throughout the day, but I also feel like I'm more apt to making healthier decisions on my food and my water intake and my beverage choices and all those things when I work out in the morning, because it's like I've already started off right. So working out in the morning is my ideal. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. But I shoot for 3 days a week. And if I can get in more, it's just a cherry on top, because 3 is usually all I can get in my crazy busy schedule that I have right now. The next thing I do is I come home and I shower and I get ready for the day. My little guy usually sleeps until about 9. My 2-year-old, who's been around a while, he usually sleeps until about 9. And so at that point, I wake him up, I get him ready, I get him eating breakfast. My other kids are all coming downstairs at this point, and my husband is leaving and or helping me watch kids or whatever. And I can get a shower. So I get him up, get him dressed and changed, and I get him in his high chair with his breakfast. And then I shower and I get ready. I've talked about my morning habits and how I use my morning routine to fulfill some of the buckets that I have, such as my spiritual bucket, my personal development, some of the goals that I have, I do while I'm getting ready. So I shower and then I do my hair and makeup. I just feel better when I get ready. I've shared before, it's not for vanity purposes or for anybody else, but truly for me, because I just feel better and I can show up as a better mom when I get ready. And getting ready will look different for everybody. For me, it means hair and makeup, and putting on cute clothes and not just always wearing, leggings and a t-shirt, which I do wear often. But I try a couple days a week to put on something cute that I feel good in, that's not just like leggings. Because I choose not to work outside of the home, and I don't have always these reasons to dress up and look cute. Sometimes I can feel kind of blah, like I'm just not me anymore. And so being able to have fun clothes that I enjoy, that are affordable, I wear mostly Amazon stuff, or Target or Walmart, I find that it just helps me feel more like myself. So I do try to wear something fun. And then I will listen to my scriptures. I will listen to a general conference talk from my church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I will listen to a chapter or 10 or 15 minutes of either a personal development podcast, something related to homeschooling or trauma parenting as a foster parent. That's been a big one for me lately, or budgeting, or just some sort of a good self-development book or a book on one of those topics. I'll listen to about a chapter of that. I listen to everything like 1.5 to 2 times speed so I can get through that while I get ready. And then I make my bed. Making my bed is really important because I like to kind of just reset my room for the rest of the day. This has become even more vital now that we are taking care of a newborn, because having my room clean just kind of helps me feel like, okay, at least I can do one thing. And I'll tell you, I didn't get my bed made or my room tidied up yesterday, and I just kind of felt it at the end of the day. It's not like gonna ruin my day by any means, but just having my room my sanctuary and my safe place, meaning that it's clean and my bed's made and it's generally picked up, really helps as a stay-at-home mom, because I have a place where I can come in and be quiet and shut the door during nap time, and just have a little break from the rest of my home. It's like my personal safe space. From there, we are a homeschooling family, so I will finish cleaning my room up, and then I will start a load of laundry. We, with this newborn, are at 10 people in our home, 8 kids, 2 adults. And so I have to do laundry all day. So I will start my first load of laundry, usually as I'm heading out the door to go on my walk, and then I'll swap it when I get out of the shower and I'm ready after I've made my bed. So I will swap some laundry, and my goal is to do 3 or more loads a day, and then I'll tell you when I take care of that later. Once I've done that, I will get a quick breakfast. I try really hard to prioritize protein. So I like protein shakes. They're quick and easy. I don't always have a ton of time because I want to hurry and get school started. We usually start school around 10ish right now, and I will call all of my kids in who are doing school with us to come to the living room, and we start with silent reading. Silent reading has been something that I think, even if you're not a homeschool family, can be transformative in your home. My kids all get to pick whatever books they want. Nothing is assigned, and we read together. I also will read a fun read. I love fantasy, so I'm currently reading some funny fantasy series. It's like a romance fantasy series, and I will sit and read with my kids. No one's allowed to be on electronics at this time, and it is amazing how our house just goes silent, and the hustle and the bustle of the day just calms down, and it's really amazing. During the time that I'm getting ready, my kids are also getting up and getting dressed. They are doing their morning chores or their daily chores and working on their independent homework for the day, their schoolwork for the day. They don't have homework, it's just schoolwork. And so by the time I'm ready to start school, they've pretty much finished those things. Every now and then they'll have to finish chores after school or work on some more work after we finished our group studies. But they're all pretty independent at that point that they can kind of get themselves going. I will tend to the 2-year-old off and on throughout that time. While I'm getting ready, he's usually done eating and I'll get him out, and then he'll kind of wander around the house and hang out with me a lot of the time while I'm getting ready. And so there are always a lot of interruptions, but that's just the way it is with kids. Then we do our schooling time together, and then when we're done with our group subjects, which are the subjects we do all together, which are our main, like science, history, literature, read aloud, nature study, all that we do together, and scriptures. I think I said that twice. We will have a break and we will have lunch. I make my kids fend for themselves for both breakfast and lunch, but I have good options for them so that they can make their own foods. They have to have a fruit or a vegetable as a side for lunch, and they have to, eat specific things so that I try to keep it very healthy if I can. We don't do sugary cereals and things like that for breakfast. I try to do like Greek yogurt and granola and waffles, like whole grain waffles if I can find them. Sometimes that's hard, or I'll make them ahead and freeze them. Or I'll make muffins and things and freeze them and keep them, and all of those kinds of things. So I try to make sure my kids are eating healthily, and my kids love making eggs. They independently can make eggs. My 2 12-year-olds and my 11-year-old can make their own eggs, so they'll make eggs for breakfast or lunch, and we'll have lunchtime. After lunch, someone is assigned to clean lunch up, a kiddo is, and so they will clean up lunch, and I will then sit down with my kids and we will do our one-on-one time. So this is my kids' individual English language arts and their math, and I will check their work if they're done, and if they need help, that's when I will work with them one-on-one. We're usually done with school around 2 to 3 o'clock. Or I should say, I'm done with school around 2 to 3 o'clock. My kids are usually done well before that, depending on whoever I do last. And from that point, they can have free time. We do not do games, electronics, Nintendos, iPads, any of that during the weekdays when there's school. Before, we used it as a motivator to get school done, but I was realizing my kids were just rushing through school, not taking their time and not doing their best work because they just wanted that game time. And so we made the decision to stop doing game time on our school days. So my kids are allowed to do games and electronics on a time limit on Friday evenings after school and Saturdays, and then that's it. And I have noticed a huge improvement in their behavior. We've been doing this for almost a year now that we've had this as a rule, and it's made a difference in their schoolwork, absolutely. And it just encourages my kids, when they do have that free time, to take breaks from electronics and not have electronics as their sole purpose of entertainment. And they get bored, and when they are bored, wonderful things happen, like they build forts and they go on bike rides, or they ride scooters, or they make up games in the yard and they play in the yard on the trampoline in the grass, or they'll set up all their desk chairs in the game room and they'll turn it into a train or a sled and their Santa Claus, and they play with each other. And I think it's also helped them establish much better relationships with each other. My kids fight like other kids do, I'm sure, but they also get along fabulously and they play very well together. And I attribute that to not always having electronics, because they are having more face-to-face time with each other. They're better communicators, and their relationships are just deeper and better with each other because they're playing. I also have an entire art cabinet area where they can do perler beads and those beaded pictures where you put the tiny little beads on it with the little glue stuff, and coloring books and construction paper and glue and scissors that they have complete access to, that they can do creativity stuff with. So while they have free time when school is over, I will do a quick cleanup of my home. I will put away all the homeschooling stuff. My kids will put their stuff away. If anyone hasn't finished chores, they'll finish that. And that is when I work on my business. It is also nap time for all of the little kiddos who can't play independently and need more mom time and are still napping. So my 2-year-old and the newborn, if she's still here or is here, and that is when I work on my business. So she's here right now. She is currently taking a nap. So is my 2-year-old, and that is when I have time for my business, which is something I really love and enjoy. So I can film videos, I can edit videos, I can work on my Etsy shop, update listings, add new listings, answer questions, emails, work on brand deals, whatever it is that I'm doing. And it just gives me the opportunity to work on my business and not drop that thing that I enjoy doing. I do my business because I truly enjoy it, and it gives me something fun to work on and to grow. And I do that in that time before, after school, and before dinner. Around 5:30, I will start making dinner. Since my husband gets home so late, we do dinner a little bit later. Unless we have an activity, then I'll do it earlier. Or I'll take kids to activities or whatever it is. Usually we don't have activities till about 5 o'clock at night, if not later. And I will make dinner. During dinner time, I have my big kids help with the little kids, or I will wear the baby, or the 2-year-old will just follow me around the kitchen while I make dinner, and I'll put on some good music. I really love listening to classical music if I'm feeling stressed, to kind of like de-stress me. Classical piano music is my favorite. Or I'll listen to Christian music or something, and I will make dinner, and it just kind of creates this mood in our house. Putting on music is something that my kids love. It's helped them develop a love for music, and good music, I hope. And so we listen to music, and I make dinner, and the kids start getting baths and help me with the kids, or help me with dinner. I have kids who love to help me cook. I make dinner, and then after dinner, right now, I have another kiddo who is assigned to do dinner dishes, not the same one who does the early morning dishes and the lunch dishes, and so they will do dishes. At that point, I will start doing our bedtime routine. So that's bathing babies, making sure everyone else is getting baths, making sure my kids who have to have medications are getting meds, winding down, giving the baby a bottle if she's here, or reading books with my 2-year-old if he's always here. And just kind of winding down for the day, or going to activities if that's what we're doing, and quickly coming home and doing a quick nighttime routine and going to bed. Once my kids are in bed, the goal is for them to be in bed around 8:30, 9. Like I said, we do things a little bit later, 8:30, 9. The little babies, my 2-year-old goes down a little earlier than that, sometimes around 7:30 or 8. He loves to sleep. I'm just so grateful he loves to sleep, because I've had kids who don't, and I get that too. But I will then have some more me time. Typically I don't work on my business at this time of day, but I will catch up on laundry, and I will watch a show that I enjoy, or a YouTube channel that I enjoy. So I'll sit down at the couch, I will fold all the laundry that I did throughout the day. I'm always switching loads all throughout all of the different rhythms of my day. When I'm cleaning up after school, I will switch loads again, and then usually during dinner I'll switch loads as well, so I can get 3 to 4 done that way. And I will fold all the laundry, and then if I have some leftover time, I might do my nails or something, or if a baby is awake, I will tend to babies, and then my husband gets home and we have some time with each other. And that is really important to our relationship. We will watch a show together, but before we do that, we both get ready for the end of the day and get ready for bed, and we talk. We talk about our day. We talk about how we're feeling about things. We assess things that are happening with our children. We debrief appointments and doctor's appointments and foster care appointments and therapy appointments, all those things. We just really talk to each other. And that's a huge part of me, surviving in a crazy season, is having a spouse I can talk to and who's supportive of, just being my friend. He is such a good friend to me. And that's a big part of making time for him in the end of the day. That's why I don't sacrifice and wake up early, because I'd rather have that time with him at the end of the day. And then we go to bed. And depending on if we have a baby or not, I get up throughout the night with baby. And then we started all over the next day. So that's kind of what a typical day, like a weekday, looks like for our family. Every weekend is different, so I can't really give you a rhythm for our weekends, and they change from season to season. But I hope by sharing what my rhythms look like throughout the day, and I don't hold hard and fast to times. I hold loosely to times because it just doesn't serve me or my kids for me to be like, hurry, 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 like we have to finish right now because it's lunchtime at 12, exactly. Sometimes it's 12:30, sometimes it's 1 o'clock. It just depends on the day, and I find that when I'm not beholden to a clock, unless I have to be, I'm putting less pressure on myself and my kids, and it just makes for a calmer atmosphere. And when I give myself those built-in times to take care of my home, take care of my relationships, I feel less stress. I have this time set aside for my house to get cleaned up, my kids to help me with chores around the house. They help with taking care of pets, vacuuming floors, doing dishes, washing bathrooms. We collaborate and all work together, and our home just has so much more harmony in it. And so that is a typical day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about routines and rhythms, and hopefully you can sit down and kind of think about your current rhythms and routines and maybe assess what you could do differently to add to your rhythm or routine, or take away from your rhythm or routine to bring more peace in your life. I find that there's been seasons where we do less activities and sports and things because it's just too much, and taking those things off our plates adds more peace and joy to our home. And then there's other seasons where I add things where I'm like, you know what, my house is neglected, and I will add a 30-minute time in the afternoon where I deep clean things in my home. And it just depends on the season that we're in, or I find that my relationship with one of my kids is struggling, and so I make an effort to work on that relationship or bring them with me to an appointment that's maybe not theirs and make it more special for them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back next Thursday with another video for this series. If you're enjoying it, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more content like this. Thank you so much for supporting me here, and for those who are watching this series. It means so much to me. You truly are supporting me and my family and helping us help kids in our community as a foster family. Currently we have 2 foster placements, and we'll see if one of those stays or goes. It just depends on what happens in the DCS world, which is crazy. But anyway, thanks for being here. I will catch you next time.